Three, two, one.
Good morning. It is Talent Talk. It's another Friday. It is Friday, December 4th, and we are here to bring you news, updates, new listings, virtual open houses, and all the things that are going on around you. I am Jurgen Robinson, and with me, as always, is Davina Clarity.
Woo! Happy Friday. I was like, it's either Monday or Friday.
I was curious where you're going to go with that for a moment.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Sun is shining.
Yeah, it is.
A little bit chilly, but it is all good.
It's a beautiful day out there. Oh,
it is.
And you know what?
In the neighborhood.
I didn't even tell you that this morning. And okay, so it's Blue Friday. Seahawks are playing this weekend. You know, gotta as I'm a homer for sure. You know, gotta represent. So on Fridays, always wearing the jersey, and on the Fridays, I've been wearing the white jersey up until today. My wife and I have been tearing the house apart looking for my blue jersey. Couldn't find it anywhere. Then I was putting a sweater away like 3 days ago, and it was pushed to the back. And I promise you, I had tore that whole thing apart like multiple times. And then all of a sudden, here it is. So it's a magic jersey today.
It's a magic jersey, huh? It really had disappeared and reappeared.
Absolutely. It went to the place where socks go, I think.
Right? Like, what is up with that? I keep having to buy socks. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Yes. I'm just representing John L. Scott today. You know, I was looking for. I don't even own a jersey. I know. I don't own. I do have some T-shirts and things that have the Seahawks on it, but I actually do not own a jersey. So I was like, okay, well, it's either got to represent a team.
Absolutely.
So here we go.
Who better than the JLS team?
All right. So.
All right. Well, as we get started, we actually have, I'm going to flip this over to here for just a sec because we have a couple of birthdays and anniversaries want to say hello to or congratulations to. And I'm going to bring this in so this comes in just a little bit tighter. There we go. And the first one, happy birthday to Kasha Mesa on Tuesday and Young Shu on Saturday.
Birthday, baby. Happy birthday.
And then we had a couple anniversaries this week. Val Del Valle on Sunday, the 29th, celebrating another year in real estate. New year, best year, right? And Variah Roshan on Tuesday, the 1st. So thank you guys so much.
Congratulations. Another year.
And, good morning, David. Good to see you again.
Home renew. Right on.
And any questions, again, as we go through things, we'll be talking about the market. We'll talk about a couple of homes. It is in that wintertime. We're right in the midst of the holidays. During this time, we typically see listing numbers go down a bit. Doesn't mean that buyer activity is slacking in any way, but that does reflect a little bit in the new listings we've got, right?
Yeah, there's we've inventory. Right? We are lacking and we need more houses, more people moving.
We're talking to you.
For sure. Your
All
time.
Right. So you got the first one, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Well, let's go. So we have a new listing. Actually, this is a listing that I just put on the market yesterday. It is in the Parkside community, 4601 Parkside Drive Southeast. This house is amazing. It is 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, a little bit over 1,700 square feet. It is directly across the street from the Rainier Vista Community Park. So views of the park, views of the mountain. It's a 2-story home. And it has covered beautiful covered front porch, great backyard with a deck, remodeled bathroom, fully remodeled bathroom, so modernized on the inside. It's a great home, and it is listed at an affordable $375, and our showings are just starting today. So we have almost 30 showings scheduled on this house already. So get out here and see it. It's going to be a virtual open also tomorrow. Nicole Baxter is going to be hosting that tomorrow via a Zoom link at 1 p.m. And you can look up or check out the events tab and also register to attend or pull in on that open house. So 4601 Parkside Drive.
Pull on up. Now, our next listing it's from Susie Williams from our Olympia office. This is at 317 Country Estates Court West in Rainier. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, a little over 2,000 square foot to 2060, and over an acre of land. Goes at spacious sanctuary and over an acre. It's well cared for, looking for only its second owner, built in 1992. It has now listen to this. It's got a goat barn, extra shed, second detached garage, custom built gazebo, waterfall pond, and covered back patio for enjoying the beauty of the yard. This is one of those homes you definitely need to reach out to Susie, reach out to one of us. We would love to show you. This is a beautiful home priced at $430,000 in Rainier. Fantastic.
All right. And we also have another one out of Shelton. Now, this is presented to us by Scott Hollis out of our Lacey office. This one is at 860 Southeast Summers Drive, again in Shelton. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story home. It is on 1.3 acres. So it's got community beach access. It's a detached ADU studio with a kitchen and bath, washer and dryer. Oh my gosh, has a deck that transitions to an enclosed sunroom or mudroom. Hello, I want to go see this house like right now. Let's go take a trip. It also has a fire pit, a chicken area, outbuildings. Oh my gosh. So it is listed at an affordable $465. Absolutely beautiful home. And it is, again, presented. And the size, it's 2,352 square feet. So fully remodeled as well. So I don't think this one's going to last long at all.
Yeah. We'll have to wait until after the podcast here, though, to get going. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to meet there or get the caravan?
Yeah, I think it's the caravan, right? And on the way over there, we'll stop by Mill Pond. So this is the village of Mill Pond. This is Olympia's finest community. New homes being built right now. We have some standing inventory. Even have a townhome over here. It's in phase 2. Phase 1 has been complete. We're working through phase 2. Into the next year, we'll be wrapping up phase 2, going into phase 3. If you haven't been out, we have people on site where you can make even instant appointments to see these homes. Typically, the best hours to catch are between 12 and 5, Friday through Wednesday. But really, go ahead, give a call. We can schedule those appointments for you and get you in to see these homes.
Right on.
There you go. Okay. Well, so that was the new listing and virtual open house.
Da, 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 da.
So the next thing we do is we go over at least some market numbers, right? And it is December 4th, which means it's the very beginning of the month, which means we just wrapped up November, right?
That is correct. So we are going to be recapping November as we do each month at the beginning of the month. And so we're going to be starting down from the south, headed up to started from the bottom. And up. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I was actually looking at my camera. I think I'm a little tilted. Here, let me do this.
You are, Jurgen.
Yeah, there we go.
In more ways than one.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh gosh. So I mean, as we were talking about just the market in general, and as we're seeing inventory, supplies of inventory, actually, we're going to be starting in Thurston County and looking at where our inventory levels are. And it's getting lower and lower in regards to month supply of inventory. And, again, our affordable price ranges, so taking a peek at the up to 500,000 price range in general, that first highlighted area, are months supply of inventory. We are looking at right around less than 2 weeks of inventory in our market, which is crazy. And we are in an extreme shortage. Pending homes in October from the first 30 days on the market. Most, if 90.6% of those homes are going pending. So just about everything that's coming on the market, 9 out of 10 homes are going pending. So that's incredible. And then, of course, when we look at total activity, resale listings, 299 came on the market, and actually 347 went pending. So we're talking about extreme activity that's going on. And then, of course, overall, we have 0.4 months of supply of inventory, which is still less than 2 weeks of inventory on the market in Thurston County as a whole.
So it's interesting. I mean, this is definitely kind of a holiday rush. This whole thing is very different. We'll talk about some of the other numbers that feed into this, but kind of working our way north from there. What just happened? Oh, there we go. Working our way north from there, going into Pierce County, we see really the same thing reflected from Thurston County into Pierce County as well. We've got the mark from 0 in a price range. They're giving it away to 500,000. It's just so incredibly low from 0.5. Actually, we can take that up in Pierce County all the way up to. Gosh, this is incredible. Even up to the 1 million plus mark. It's still just 1.2 months of inventory. And it's not as though there's only one home that did that, right? There were 25 new homes that came in over the $1 million mark in Pierce County. 46 million plus dollar homes went pending in November. That's just incredible. And then you take a look across to this extreme frenzy for those percentage of homes that went pending in the first 30 days. Like just a shade below 90 for both the 250 all the way up to the 500K range, but overall 83.5%. And I just want to say this, numbers are what they are, and they can kind of give you an indication and a picture. But as you're watching this and hearing this, if there's anything that you are curious about what those numbers might mean or what the broader impact might be, ask. This is what we're here for.
Yep, absolutely. And then as we move up north into the Southwest King County area, we are seeing, again, a lot of the same. But here's the kicker: is that as we move further into King County, the numbers, the price points are higher. So here we see a shift in price points of where our market is now. There are some questions in regards to that 0 to 250, the up to 500. There's not much inventory at all. Most of the inventory is in the 500 to $1 million price point, and that's where we're seeing most of the activity. And still, things are not as frenzied as they are in our Pierce and Thurston, but they are actually still at a severe shortage. So in that 500, in that nugget of price ranges, 500 to $1 million, we're looking at about a month supply of inventory. But still look at this. Look at this. So 250 homes came on the market, but 315 were sold. Here's the thing is that there still were 393 active listings that were on the market being carried over from previous months. And then as we look at 750 to $1 million, 200 came on the market in November, 247 went pending in November. So again, still we're at looking at that 750 to $1 million. The 750 to $1 million price range is actually the frenzy price ranges in the Southwest King County area, and 66% of homes are being sold in that price range in the first 30 days.
Okay, I think you were on the Seattle one.
Oh, I sure was. Sorry.
I kept looking across like, oh, huh?
I don't see the. Well, they're so small on the screen anyway. I don't think anybody else can see.
Well, I mean, you kind of cover it through that it's Seattle is a little further out where it doesn't impact as much.
Mhm.
And Southwest King County, you see that it is very much still reflective of Pierce and Thurston on the way over. But you know what? We would have started the year, this was January 1, pre-COVID, pre-everything else. And we're just thinking about, hey, if we looked at November and we had numbers like this, what would you think? We would have been like, oh my gosh, that is so incredible. And it truly is. It only feels a little less impactful because we've been in such a crazy little period. But as we approach the holidays, fewer people are putting their homes on the market. We're going to probably see something reflective of this come December as well, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be much tighter. And, actually, when we were talking through what's going on in our market and the new listings, and I just mentioned the one that I just put on, it's I want to say this time of this, I don't want to say this time of year, but the season that we're in right now, because and my heart really goes out to the buyers that have put 10. I have had calls from agents that said, we put 9 offers on properties already. Like, they're calling saying, what do we need to do? We're going to actually, write an offer before and not even see it. I mean, like, buyers are just in a place right now where it's so important to be prepared, because there's not a lot available and there's a lot of competition. And but the hope is that you're educated, you've got someone that's working for you.
Well,
and
we'll actually cover that in just a moment here too.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is serious. And we know that people are working from home, and they're refinancing their homes, right? We've got a lot of people that are staying and they want to renovate instead of move. And so yeah, we're really seeing a market that we've never ever seen before. This has definitely been a year of transition and transformation.
And we're not likely to see a year like this again, for better, for worse, whatever it might be. I don't know that it's inherently, things that happen aren't inherently good or bad, but it's the perception or what it means in our life. And it's everything that's going on is impacting people, like at the individual personal level. It's affecting people differently because they're seeing it from different angles. It's impacting them in different ways. So, we can give kind of a broad view or perspective on things, but that's why for what we do in our job, it's so important to communicate and talk and find out what is important for our clients, because what I want and what I need is vastly different than what someone else might need, right?
Absolutely.
So we've got a couple. So after we do the numbers, if you have any questions, throw them in. We normally move into a couple of little news stories, something that we want to look at or bring to your attention. We link the articles into the chat as well, so that you have an opportunity to further explore these. Got 3 of them. And then it is the holidays. There are some things going on that we want to bring to your attention after that. So here are a couple of articles just to bring to your attention. The first one is, oh my gosh, mortgage rates fall to a new record low, which is amazing because every time we turn around, if we talk to a mortgage lender, David, do they ever tell you that the rates can go any lower than they already have?
Oh, they're saying the rates are already low.
Yeah. I consistently hear there's nowhere else the rates can go. And then another week flips on the calendar and oh my goodness. So we've had 18 consecutive weeks below 3%, which is incredible. It's the 14th time this year that the new low has been broken as an average across the U.S., according to Freddie Mac. And one of the things here, though, that's highlighted inside the article is just, while homebuyer appetite remains robust, the scarce inventory has effectively put a limit on how much higher sales can increase. Unfortunately, the record low supply combined with strong demand means home prices are rapidly escalating and eroding the benefits of the low mortgage rates. So one of the things is it's incredible that we have such low mortgage rates, but there is a little caution in there that with this and the appreciation that has been spurred through this, are we reaching a point where the benefit of the low rates are being kind of mitigated because of appreciation? That's what we're going to be exploring as we go into the new year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, here's another thing too, because when we talk about, the average mortgage rates, we're talking lower and higher. And what's crazy in that article is they talk about some of the wholesale mortgage providers that are actually at like 1.99. Like what? Like what?
Crazy Eddie's Mortgage Emporium. We're slashing rates.
What? So yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be something that's gonna be sustainable over a long period of time. So right now, and if you're looking at, or you've got an inkling of a consideration of moving, you might want to consider now being the time to make that jump, because you are now going to get more house this week than you could last week or last month because of the interest rates.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not only that, it's the longer you wait, unfortunately, because of the low inventory and the low mortgage rates, the demand is so high that the appreciation continues to go. So unfortunately, even if it's not the mortgage rate itself moving up, the value of the homes continue to climb month over month. So
the right environment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? We understand that, like we talked about just a moment ago, COVID has impacted people in a variety of different ways. And there are industries that are really, really, truly suffering right now, especially the service industries, retail. We talk about, movie theaters, or you talk about restaurants, or any of the service industries really are going through a transition. Some difficult things. One of the things, though, reflecting in what we do, this is from Realtor Magazine, what real estate has to be grateful for in 2020. We just passed Thanksgiving this past week, and there are a lot of things within real estate that I don't know if I'd say that we've been insulated per se, but it's been good. As far as real estate goes, depending on what side you're looking at inside of real estate, buying, selling, what your position is, but it's certainly been active in real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So they've got 7 things that they say, hey, as we look into real estate and we're wrapping up the year, there's some things we can really be grateful for that we've been able to provide as service inside of real estate. The first one is the booming home sales. Can you believe the home buying activity has been the highest since 2006? Crazy, right?
Yeah, we're again, this has just been that
in the midst of a pandemic. Existing home sales in October were 27% higher than last year, than a year ago. And then in September, those numbers jumped by 20.5% annually. There is kind of that downside, though, because we do have to look at it. And we talked about it with the rates. The downside is buyers are in a frenzy to compete for limited housing, and 72% of the homes we sought are going under contract within the first 30 days. It means just being truly competitive. You just have to work harder to make your dreams occur right now, especially as a buyer. Maybe not as much as a seller, but definitely as a buyer, right? The next part is we just talked about it. Record low mortgage rates. This is just a quick little quote. The ultra low mortgage rates significantly lower mortgage payments, making housing more affordable than a year in many areas, than a year ago in many areas. So we've seen this, and this is really a contributing factor in the booming housing market, right?
Yeah, we keep talking about that. And here's one thing too, is we also talk about mortgage rates are low, and saying, doing the limbo, how low can you go? Well, you know what? They're low now. And if the risk is they could go higher. But what's great is if they go lower, just hang on and refinance, right? So that's the thing is, when you're wanting to buy, and especially, sellers do the same thing happens with them. I want to sell, but I don't know if I can get more money later if I wait. Well, same thing on the buyer side. I want to buy, but maybe I can wait. Maybe the interest rates will go a little bit lower. You know what? That's hard, but yeah, record low means record low. And if it goes lower, great. If it goes higher, then that's a whammy.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a function of the market,
Mhm.
it will occur, and it should occur, as we get healthier, as everything begins to recover. We would want that, because that means that the economy is moving.
We were in an amazing year in real estate. The market was really good back in, I'll just go back 2001. I wasn't actively doing practicing real estate, but I was buying. My agent was amazing in that she was really educating me about real estate. Our interest rate on our home was 8.5%. Hello.
Yeah.
And our lender was like, that's a great rate, because rates were actually trending down at that point.
Yeah. It was a great rate.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens.
Right.
And then, sorry about that. The next part is, seller equity, and the link for the article is in the chat, or excuse me, in the comments. But, seller equity, we've seen as a seller or as a homeowner, we've seen a lot of equity going inside there. That's been a very big advantage. And there are opportunities for price jumping with the low rates, everything else that we've talked about in the past. Technology is big, because with technology, we've advanced like 10 years in 10 months with technology. The things that we've had to do from the pandemic, with virtual showings, from all of the things that we do to make a virtual experience available, has been incredible. So, I mean, we have truly gained a lot in a small amount of time, and it just shows how adaptable we are as people, as an industry. New priorities. This talks to both within the real estate industry, but also for home buyers, sellers, just what the priorities are with more working from home, bigger yards, destinations, being able to work further away from the job. All these things are playing into a brand new equation, even up to having multi-generational living together, right? And then affirmation of your value. And they're talking kind of specifically about real estate brokers. There's a lot of information online. There are things like what we're doing with this podcast. But when it came down to it, 88% of buyers reported using an agent during their home purchase, and 89% use an agent to help sell their home. There's huge value. The value of what we are is shifted as real estate agents, where we're not necessarily where you don't have to go into a real estate office to look at the listings that are online, but we actually focus in on our talents and our abilities to help you negotiate, to really see your way through the process. There's so many things that we do, and the emphasis is in the right places now, not just the access to the home, but really how to get into home ownership or sell your home for the best price, understanding the market, right?
And real quick on that, and it's not just the dollars and cents. That's a big piece of it, but it's not everything, and it may not be the most important thing. It is the education and the guidance and the resources that the agents provide you that could save your tail. I mean, I'm just having conversations with some other agents and clients just recently about specific properties and guidelines and things they need to look out for in regards to like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Now imagine walking blindly without a resource and getting into something that and finding out that it really wasn't what it was, or the rules weren't what you thought they were. But no one told me about the rules. No one told me about all the underlying stuff that could come back and bite you and cost you tens of thousands of dollars, or make it so that you can't even sell your property when you're ready to move. I mean, there are some big things that we help you guys to overcome, or at least help you guys to see. So it's not right about buying and the amount and monies, and because it's easy to put a home on the market and get an offer, but there's more in getting the most, and there's more in the back end and of what goes on outside of just the dollars and the cents. So sorry, I'm going to add that in there because that's important.
Absolutely, it is. And then the last one mentioned in there is just the sanctity of the home. The fact of being a homeowner, the owning something and knowing that this is you. That we've gone over it in the past, like the difference in net worth of a person who rents their home comparative to someone who owns a home. I mean, the net worth is like, what is it? Like 66 times greater on average for a homeowner over a renter, with a renter's average net worth being like around $5,600. I mean, huge difference. So it's the sanctity of the home is there's a security to it, but there's also longevity to it as well.
Yeah.
And then one last one, and then we're going to get to some fun stuff because there are some things going on this weekend. So I won't hit this too hard, but want you to see, and go ahead, click in the article. It's really good. Okay, 5 tips for home buyers who want to make a competitive offer. Davina, you started to talk about this just a little bit. And the very first, numero uno, is listen to your real estate agent, right? You hired them for a reason, because if we're doing a good job, and I almost want to flip that around a little bit. This is, 5 tips for a home buyer. Okay, listen to your real estate agent is a good one. But also, as a real estate agent, I need to, Davina needs to, any of us need to be listening to you, because ultimately this is your home that you're going to purchase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So listen, because we're only going to give you the best advice to help you compete for that home. Understand your finances. On this one, this is about too many people. There's a number in here, like 44%, only 44% of today's prospective home buyers are planning to apply for pre-approval. So make sure to take this step ahead of time instead of getting in a bidding war. There are things of understanding, even getting a pre-underwritten. There are tips and strategies that we can help you with to get you the most competitive to help you achieve the dream of owning your new home, right? Be ready to move quickly. So get all your ducks in a row. So make sure that when you do find that home, you can be there first. You can make the best offer, and then you can actually win, as opposed to a lot of people who continue to make offer after offer after offer, getting frustrated because they're trying to test the market. Now's not the time to test. Now is the time to be ready. And then make a fair offer that goes in line with what we just said, is understanding the market. This is the value of your real estate broker to help you understand what's going on in the market, what the market conditions are, what are homes selling for, how you can be totally competitive and make the right offer, not just a test offer. And last is be a flexible negotiator. Being a flexible negotiator, you've got agents who specialize in negotiation. We have like MCNEs, Master Certified Negotiation Experts, Certified Negotiation Experts. This is really where the value comes in, because understanding how to negotiate and understanding that negotiation isn't just price. Negotiation takes all these different equations in to make the right offer, not just a offer. And we can always expand on that a little bit more. But anything you want to add in there, Davina?
Yeah, I would just add in that there is not a one size fits all. So if, one of the things that happens is, and I know, we tend to ask our friends and our family and coworkers on their experiences or what they did, or, people are very willing to offer their advice, and what happened in their scenario may not be possible in your scenario. So understanding that the answer to a lot of these questions and most of these questions is, when someone asks you, what should I do? That it's 2 words. It depends. Right. So there's a lot of factors that go into it because there's a lot of moving parts. There's finances, there's buyer needs, there's seller needs, there's appraisal, there's, a lot of moving factors in every single transaction and home. And we have to understand all of those pieces in order to get the machine and the pieces to fit together.
Yeah. It's like a puzzle. Let's pull out the pieces. Let's start to work on it for you. But let's work on it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Those are a few things for your reading pleasure. And to wrap this all up, it is the holiday season. Let's get in the holiday spirit, Christy says. She's in the background. You don't know it, but she is encouraging you. Now is the time to put a smile on your face, a hop in your step, and let's get the joy flowing, right?
Flow, bring it on. So there actually is an event, and we're going to talk about holiday magic. There's a lot of holiday magic going on, but there's a holiday magic light. So I was just talking about this. It's COVID, right? Last time, this time last year, no one would have known what you're talking about. COVID. What does that stand for? Right. But because of COVID, there are a lot of things that we cannot do, as we all know, and trying to make the best of the season and being safe and also still doing something. So a lot of the events, there are events that are going on, but guess what? You're probably going to end up staying in your car for a lot of them. So this is one, Holiday Magic Lights. It's at the Washington State Fairgrounds in Puyallup. And it actually starts today. Christy looked at the schedule and it's all sold out maybe, but we actually got tickets for our family this past week, I guess, before it sold out, but it's a drive-through. I'm super excited. It's a drive-through. Put on your 3D glasses. Of course, the driver can't put on the 3D glasses because that could be a disaster, but put on the 3D Jurgen, you probably would put on 3D glasses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a drive.
I see the world differently.
It's light. So, when you put on 3D glasses, the lights are so vibrant and they just beautiful. So it's a drive-through lighting event at the fairgrounds, and they'll have drive-through fair foods. So your favorite snacks and desserts and your favorite savory foods, they're going to be. And then there's also a hot cocoa station. And and there's a game, there's like a scavenger hunt that you do in your car as well. So go on. There'll be a link there. I'm not sure if they'll open up any more time. It is on the page, the link to the Fair Holiday Magic Lights event, and it goes on through January 3rd.
Bueno.
There's more lights, right? So have you been? This is Fantasy Lights at Spanaway. Have you done this before?
Yeah, this is actually kind of for many, many families in the area. It's an annual tradition. They do a phenomenal job. They set everything up. You enter in on the same gate. And this is one of the activities that is around the holidays. It doesn't have to adjust what they do. They've got things going through the radio. It's a really nice time. It's not as maybe elaborate as the holiday magic, but it's a really great experience as you watch all the displays with the lights, a lot of things moving, and for especially children tend to really love it, but so do a ton of adults. And for like I said, for many, it's a tradition to be able to go through this. So it reminds you that as much as things have changed, a lot of things stay the same, and there's still a lot of joy out there.
Yeah. I like the lights. And then speaking of lights, there is a tree lighting ceremony. It's virtual. Usually every year it's the kids choir goes out and sings, and we're at Ross Plaza at the park and Coco and all that stuff. And of course, it's all going to be virtual, but there's a tree lighting ceremony that will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. And you can visit the DuPont Facebook page or their YouTube channel, and there also are gift. I think it's too late to get a gift box, so that time has passed. But you can actually watch the tree lighting ceremony and be a part of that virtually.
Yeah. And where to find holiday lights in Thurston County. So, Christy, I think you're putting up a link in the comments for that. So, I mean, if you are if you're down in the South area and you were looking for just a little way to drive around and see what people are doing out there, it's a great way to see the light displays and just see how creative people get. I really enjoy that.
Yeah. So there's definitely a good amount of driving that you can do this weekend and the weekends to follow all the way up through the new year. So check it out.
And you know, half the joy that that people have during the holidays is not because they are getting something, not because they are just, you know, so cheerful, etc. But a big part of joy, if not the biggest part of joy, is really what you're able to give to those in need. So we've got a Salvation Army virtual kettle that's set up. You'll see the link in the article. Please, if you've got the ability to do so, give a little bit. The need this year during COVID and during the pandemic is bigger than it's ever been. Typically, this is a one-day thing that we do in front of like a Safeway, and we just do the bell ringing. But this year we have a virtual kettle that's set up that's going to run all the way through December 31st. If you've got an ability, the Salvation Army does such good work that's really needed. So anything that you're able to would be just greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I'm going to miss that this year. You know, one of the things that you always know the holidays are here when the volunteers.
Hi, Barb.
Hey, Barb. When the volunteers are ringing the bells in front of the stores, and that's not going to happen this year. So the Salvation Army has turned the kettle and the bell ringing into a virtual event. And like Durgan mentioned, has extended it. But that's something that I'm totally going to miss, is just that bell ringing when you're going into the stores in that bucket, that red bucket, you know.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will actually have Salvation Army on as a guest on our Monday Talent Talk. So we're going to be talking about what the Salvation Army does, how it impacts us locally, and you're going to be amazed. And the first time I actually heard how much the Salvation Army does. I mean, the Salvation Army has been around for. That might be it. That might be. No, I'm not going to tell you, because that I'll ruin the. We'll have a trivia question there that around the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ruin the surprise. But anyway, so join us on Monday's Talent Talk, because we are going to have our guest on, and he is a sergeant.
I thought it was captain.
Captain. He's a captain with the Salvation Army. So.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Mm-hmm. And
I think we've got the other holiday magic, right?
There's a lot of holiday magic going on. And that is an event that is happening this next week. We are participating in the holiday magic, and it is also, when we're talking about giving back, there are families that are in the military that are really having a hard time. And every year, this is an event that supports the military community, all branches. It's sponsored by the National Guard. But again, all branches of military, if there is a family that feels they are in need, they can actually ask and request assistance. This is where parents can come in and get toys from organizations that have donated toys, brand new toys, for their families, so that they can actually have a Christmas and presents under the tree for their kids. So we'll be collecting donations. So monetary donations can be sent through Foundation Heroes. Durgan, you want to tackle what that process is?
Yeah, it's right on the screen, holidaymagic.foundationheroes.org, because they can't accept money there directly. So what Foundation Heroes is doing is they're collecting on behalf, and they will purchase toys to be able to contribute to the experience. And I know it was an incredible thing to actually be out there and help the families, and they're the best people you could meet. And needs are not permanent, but it's trying to make something happy for somebody that, again, it's about giving joy where you can and when you can.
Yeah. So good. So I think there's interestingly enough, there's a lot going on during the holidays. There's not a lot going on, but there's a lot going on, so.
Yeah. Well, friends, family, all y'all out there, thank you for showing up again. It's a lot of fun to spend the time with you.
Yep, absolutely. And, as this is our first one back since Thanksgiving, we hope. No, we were here. Were we here last? No, we weren't here last week. we were in a food coma last week. So we just hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family or with yourself or whomever you got to do Thanksgiving with. Be thankful that we have, life and air and goals. And we even talk about being bold, and this is how we're going to go out today. So we're just, again, like Jurgen said, we're very thankful for you. We're thankful to have the opportunity to just bring a little bit of light. Hopefully that's what we've done. And we're open for any comments. And we will see you back on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe. Stay healthy. We love you. And on 1, 2, 3, we're going to go out with a big Be Bold. On 1, 2, 3.
Be bold. Bye.
Bye, guys.